here. What is the one thing that you would be willing to do even if you never really got paid for it? Maybe it's a hobby of yours, or maybe it's something that you've always dreamt of doing, but you just never really got a chance. In either case, I want to share with you that whatever pops into your mind is there for a reason. If it's something that you've always wanted to do and you would do it regardless of whether or not you got paid for it, that is a sign of passion. That is a sign that there is something within you that needs to be explored. And it brings me back to this balance of materialism and spirituality. A lot of people think that if I got paid more, I would enjoy this job more. I can share with you firsthand that I got to the highest echelons of the corporate world, and I got paid more each time, but it didn't help to make me feel a higher level of fulfillment or satisfaction. The reason behind that is because that was not my soul's calling. We each have reasons for our being, and we each are good at different things. I can surely tell you that there were men that I worked with who just had the look in their eyes, this burning fire of adrenaline, where they were made for what they do. And I fully support them and respect them, and that was part of my role. One of the reasons I was very successful was because I wasn't necessarily in a front office role where I was out there doing the sales. I was in a role of support. And because my role was to support others and I always gave very good advice, this in turn turned into a cycle of ascension where the more I supported them, the more they trusted me, and the better the outcome everything would become for every project, every meeting. Everything just became much smoother. So you need to know exactly where your role is in the macrocosm of things. And if you're watching this video, in all likelihood, there's a chance that it's time for you to move out of a supporting role and into a so-called starring role. It happens to many of us because we've been groomed through an education system that is really, really outdated. We've been brought to believe that we must be contributing to this larger engine, be it a corporation that has thousands or tens of thousands of employees, or a corporation that only has 5 employees. We've been taught to believe that our contribution there is really a big chunk of our identity. But what if our identity didn't hinge on a business card? What if our identity was the entirety of who we are, and not just that one piece that brings home the paycheck, not just that one piece that shows up in your bank account every night? That is who you are, and that is who I welcome you to explore. If you're watching this video all the way up to this point where I'm bringing this up, it's not by accident. It's actually because you were meant to receive this particular message. I am in no way, shape, or form suggesting that people should just go out there and quit their jobs. Not at all. But I am suggesting that people start considering who they are beyond the material that they have built for themselves. We all love to have things that make us feel important. For example, some people like to invest in a bigger home because it makes them feel like they're more important. They get to live a certain lifestyle amongst certain people. Some people like to buy sports cars because by owning one, they feel like, wow, this is my new status symbol as a toy. And I am fully supportive of people indulging in the things that make them happy. However, if the entirety of your being is shaped and based upon this materialism and this need for more and bigger. At some point, you will recognize that there is a certain emptiness in that giant container that you've so-called crafted for yourself called your life. And that disconnect can only be filled when you start a healing journey. This is something that I've done for many, many years now, and I've actually become a practitioner and also a facilitator for people to heal. You see, my name is Judy Wong, and I am a 2-time international best-selling author and an international speaker. But I wasn't always carrying these so-called titles or accomplishments. They're just things that I've done. They're just experiences that I've had. If you asked me 20 plus years ago who I was, I would tell you that I was a student with a lot of student loans and a lot of debt. There was a formula and a path that I traveled in order to get from who I was to who I am. And more excitingly, I have bigger goals. I have bigger dreams that I want to contribute and leave a mark while I'm still on this planet. And so my question to you is, have you identified what your dreams are? Have you even identified who you are beyond the daily repetitive actions of survival? I say survival because in my opinion, thrival or thriving is an active verb where we get to live with freedom and joy and expression. And to me, there's nothing more important than being able to do what I want, when I want, the way I want. Some people believe that it's okay to live within the boundaries prescribed by society. And to a large degree, I would say yes, of course, laws exist to protect us, to stop mankind from going back to some form of Neanderthalic action. However, expression and freedom and expansiveness is entirely up to you. You can have the frame and the canvas and then decide what it is you put inside. I am by no means suggesting that people rebel against their legal authorities or against their government. I'm not preaching anything of that type. Quite the contrary. I'm saying that if something has been defined for you as the frame, what you put on that canvas, the colors that you use, the strokes that you use, what you choose to paint, that's entirely up to you. But are you considering even picking up the brush and doing that painting? Or do you just sit there staring at a blank canvas and then complaining that the canvas is blank? The canvas is blank! I hear that a lot. I hear it from people who are only capable of recognizing problems but not capable of finding solutions. And for those of us who choose to live a life that is more fruitful, where success is a regular thing, we have to be solution seekers. So my solution to you today, since you've finished watching this particular video, is to try and think about the different areas of your life and what it is you might be willing to do even if you never got paid for it. That's a telltale sign of a direction that you need to explore. And if you want to explore your life purpose a little more, feel free to click on the link below and schedule a breakthrough call with me, and I will speak to you in my next video. Bye!